is going on, everybody? Adam B, A.B.S Productions LLC. Today I am down in Philadelphia, and as you can see, I'm walking around the Macy store. This is the old Wanamaker's building, because this is the last day of Macy's in Philadelphia. Macy's, which is a great store, always saying they're going bankrupt or whatever, but they actually are closing up and look like a riot. I talked to a couple of people, some people who have came to this store a lot over the years, and they have some amazing stories to share.
Tremendous history here. So I'm a boomer, obviously. Place is filled with boomers. My memories are incredible and indelible and tattooed. I'll tell you why. I could even cry. We all came down here. We took the train from suburban towns. You get on the train. You'd be here in a half hour. This magnificent place. I came with my grandmother. I'm one of 7. I have a younger sister. I came with my grandmother and my mother in 1962, 63, 64.
Charlene Towers of Philadelphia has worked at the Wanamaker's building since November of 1988, and she tells me exactly how it was when she first came here. She was also here when the store became Macy's.
And I mean, it was a family. We were workers, but we were all a family, you know. And then we closed. I was part of the closing crew because I was there for so long. I helped them close the store where all the stuff was, inventory. So it was sad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was in 2007. I closed it.
Right now, I'm up on the 3rd level of the Macy's department store, and I got like some amazing shots that you will be seeing of that beautiful statue that is right over there. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I mean, as far as the pipes to the organ, and I'm going to get some shots of the organ momentarily also. So, you know, I'm going to definitely get some shots of that. I came here some years ago and actually got to sit at the organ. I don't know if I still have those photos. I gotta have to check, but it was pretty dope, you know, that I was actually able to sit at it. I mean, couldn't read play anything because I don't really know how to play the organ, but it was still dope, you know, to be able to, you know, be able to sit at a famous organ. I mean, how many department stores, you know, that actually have like an organ or even play decent music anymore, you know? So let's stroll around and get some more shots of this place, and I tell you, it's just a sad state of affairs to see this building so empty, you know?
I was coming here when it was Wanamaker's.
Gotcha.
When it was Wanamaker's, and it's always been Wanamaker's. You know, I know it's Macy's, it's been Lord & Taylor, but it's always Wanamaker's. It's one of the grandest stores that has ever, you know, I'm sad that they're closing.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that was going to be my next question. It's like being here, you know, seeing that this is the final day. This store is closing down, you know, like, makes you pretty emotional.
Yeah. I came out of church and I was like, you know what? I want to go down there just to walk through one more time.
Gotcha. So what you get today?
Well, I wasn't really going to pick up anything, but I found this frame because I got some paintings I need to frame, and I love flowers, so I'm gonna find out how much all this stuff is.
Gotcha. I mean, honestly, they should just give people this stuff, you know, you would think.
From your mouth to God's ears. But like I said, I remember when it was Wanamaker's, there was Strawberries and Clovers down the street, there was Gimbals, there was Lip Brothers. That whole era is gone now because this store is closing. And it breaks my heart, you know. I mean, Amazon and TJ Maxx and all those stores are nice, but it's nothing like a store like this. A Gimbals, a Lip Brothers, it's gone. It's over. So but I'm so happy to say that I lived in that area.
And this is where everybody went to shop. This is where you came, and that's you hopped on the train and you came to Center City. And every Christmas and holiday you come down. This was the shopping district for the whole area, making a circle for 20, 30 miles, even more. This is where you would shop. Well, architecturally, any history buff knows, we're starting off in the 60s, but what we're talking about has actually gone on for generations and generations before when the place was built in 1910 and 20. So, we're talking about 100 years of this tradition is now gone. It'll be something, it'll evolve, the world evolves, but we know that part of American history and the era of the big Center City super stores, it's just something in the past. But it's a great architectural marvel. Can you imagine somebody building something like this as a store nowadays? It's
Definitely
all
not
Costco,
today.
Back then, the department store was a phenomenal place because you came in. My brothers worked here. I have two brothers who worked in the men's department. This was all the men's department. Shirts, magnificent suits, people walking around helping you in gorgeous suits. They worked here right out of college, Michael Dean and Jimmy Dean, believe it or not. My brother's name's Jimmy. And we came here, and you would rise up on that escalator as a little kid. It was a tremendous feeling. You felt a little bump up going up on this really cool thing. And every floor, you knew it in your head. Second floor ladies, third floor ladies, fourth floor linens, fifth floor formal wear. It just went on and on. There even was a man on the elevator telling you where you were going. At Christmas time, it was a tremendous feeling of joy because John Facenda, who was an old newsman of our childhood, did the sound and the voice for the Christmas show. So it would mean nothing to a Gen Z or a millennial, but for me, a boomer, we'd all come down at Christmas time to see John Facenda's light show right there where the organ is. So you'd have the organ, you would have the light show on the hour, on the half hour. I might have my facts wrong on that. And as a kid, the light show in 1964 was very cool. Then the deal was that you would go up to the 7th floor or the 8th floor was Santa's workshop, a train running around the top, all the toys that you knew of that era, Mattel and Hasbro, the Barbie dolls, the trucks, the fire engines. For a child in that era, it was just a phenomenal place. Fast forward, I'm a young working girl. It's 1970s, and I promise I'll wrap this up soon. I'm working downtown at AARP, Colonial Penn. I'm young, but I also am a piano teacher and a pianist. The 8th floor, I believe, was all pianos. And what I mean is, you could go up there and it was filled with concert grand Steinway pianos. I would just go up there as a 22-year-old and play the pianos. They knew me. Hey, come on in, Marianne. You want to play the piano today? It was an amazing place. And that's what I have to say. Today's an emotional day. First, it seemed like everybody's a boomer. There are young professional millennial photographers like you all over the place who appreciate the history of this magnificent place, the John Wanamaker building. And that's Marianne Dean here to share my story.
Awesome.
I'm just really in awe today to be here and to walk through the halls and just really appreciating the beauty of the architecture in here, as well as just knowing how many people have come through this store, these beautiful hallways and this organ. It's just fantastic. But I remember as a kid, my mother would tell me that when she was about 20, she worked here in this building as a elevator operator. So that's kind of fascinating. So I went in, my husband and I went into the elevator, and we took a picture, and just to honor the workers here, my mother, and all these other people that made this building absolutely fantastic and just so classic and iconic.
Last minute mementos and stuff to remember this great place?
Yes, absolutely, I did. I purchased a beautiful table that I thought would look really nice in my office. And then I called my sister, and she's a tailor, and she bought a really cool clothing rack that she's going to put in her shop. So it's really cool. I just absolutely feel, honored to be here on this very, very last day that they're going to close this great store.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said that your mom worked here back in like the 40s, you said.
So my mother would have worked here, let's see, she was married in 1950. My mother, she probably worked here in 1948 when it was Wanamaker's. And she so loved it. I mean, she was so classic and tall, red hair, and just, loved to, just loved to dress. And I remember her telling me that she was an elevator operator. So they needed, at that time, I guess, the store was so, classy that they had people in the elevator, helping and assisting people to different floors. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's quite a mall. There's nothing like this. Does not compare to anything like today's mall. Today's malls are, they're more hectic. You got a lot more things to grab your attention. All these different shops. This is, and you know what? This is sort of like a dying kind of entity, this kind of building. That's why it's really sentimental today, because you won't see places like this anymore. I mean, you'll see them. It's not that they're going to take this down, but like it was so unique to be here and to experience not only the Christmas shows or when your parents brought you here and dressed you up, and just like the customer service that you would receive here. You don't find that in malls today. It's just a different beauty about being here that makes this building on 13th and Market just absolutely off the charts stellar.
But this is the grand area here. Let me flip the camera. So y'all can see exactly how it looks. People online to get a shot of themselves in front of the famous eagle. But very sad. I took some pictures, and it really is sad to see such a institution. Macy's has been around since 1858, and it's sad to see one of its flagship stores going out of business. But that's life. That's how it goes sometimes. Nothing lasts forever.